Hello, comrades, and welcome back to Ushanka Show. Здравствуйте, дорогие товарищи. My name is Sergey, and I was born in July 1971 in Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic.
各位观众、同志们，大家好，欢迎收看苏联谢尔盖同志主持的节目《雷锋茂秀》。
My special thanks и огромное спасибо to all my supporters on Patreon.com. Thank you, comrades. It's greatly appreciated. Today we are returning to the topic of education in the Soviet Union, and I'm going to show you the subjects that I learned in the 9th grade, and that was in 1986-1987 in Kiev, Ukraine. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to locate my dnevnik, my daily planner. I believe I spilled some chemical during a chemistry lesson and it kind of got destroyed. But I still have my tabel, my scorecard from the 9th grade. So we're going to take a look at that. So here we go. There's my tabel, my scorecard, and quite a few viewers commented that they impressed how much stuff I hoarded, I saved from those good old Soviet days. But this is thanks to my mom. She kept it. Of course, I cared less about that stuff at that time. But I think she knew that sometimes in the future her son will be having a YouTube channel and telling stories about his life in Soviet Union. So thanks to my mom, now we got these awesome documents that we can study together. Okay, so here we go. We got the emblem of the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic on the top. Below, Министерство просвещения УССР, Ministry of Education of Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic, tabel, scorecard, years 1986-87, pupil or student 9B Bravo class. And we call it средняя школа, so like middle school, but this is, we're talking high school if we compare it to America. Number 254, Polishuk Sergey Nikolaevich, that's my name, and it's in Kiev. On the back, and if you watch my channel, if you watched the videos before about my school years, you're probably familiar with that. It just says comments, примечания. That scorecard should be filled in by our class leader, the teacher. In the end of each quarter, he will give pupil, a student, we used to say pupil all the time, the scorecard, and they take to parents, and they need to sign it, and scorecard should be kept in school. You got grades, 5, which is excellent, 4 is good, 3 is satisfactory, 2 is unsatisfactory, and 1 is complete failure. And also they grade your attitude, поведение, примерное, so it's like excellent, удовлетворительное, decent, and неудовлетворительное, unsatisfactory. And in the end of the school year, the scorecard should be all filled in, had a signature of director of school and ink pen stamp, and should be given to the student. This scorecard was typed in 1984 in Vin Obl typography, so in Vinnytsia, one of the cities in Ukraine, and they printed 3,600,000 of those, quite a bit. Okay, so let's take a look what subjects did the Soviet students study in the 9th grade. And we started school at age of 7, so you finish pretty much at the age of 17, 16. So that's about 15-year-olds. And it's interesting, we didn't study Russian language. The first line is Russian language. It was not a subject anymore, but we still studied Russian literature. And as you see, I did okay. Only 1.5 on excellent, and annual final grade was only 4, good. Similar situation was Ukrainian language. We didn't study that subject in 9th grade, but we still studied Ukrainian literature. I just did good. And this scorecard is actually in Russian language. So although it was printed in Ukraine and was printed for Ukrainian Ministry of Education, the actual scorecard is in Russian. And just a quick reminder, in the 8th grade, so prior year, that's when a lot of kids left school. So once you got 8 years in school, you can leave and go to trade school or go straight to a factory. So then they combine classes. So this was a different year for me because, I had same children, same kids I was studying with from the 4th grade. So you kind of, know each other. And suddenly in the ninth grade, they combine us with the other class. So there's totally different people, different girls, different guys. So that was quite a different experience. Next two subjects goes hand in hand. We had algebra and geometry. And I believe we had a different teacher. She was fresh out of college, a young Jewish lady, quite pretty. And she wasn't as mean as Sonia Yurievna, that older math teacher that we had before. So I scored decent, and I actually managed to have on my finals get 5, excellent on geometry. But since I didn't have any 5s during the year, my final score was also a 4, which is just good. Next subject is the history of the USSR, Historia SSR. As you see, my scores were impeccable. I think I used the word correctly. Never had a problem with history, although later I found out what they taught us was a lot of information that wasn't, let's put it that way, wasn't that correct. Next subject, geography. As you see, there's another impeccable performance. Everything is excellent, all 5s, final test 5, and the final score is also 5. Always like geography. Next after geography is biology. Didn't do too bad either. Got my finals also excellent. It was easy for me. I mean, I didn't enjoy it much, but biology was always pretty easy. Next subject was physics. Not too bad there. Solid 4. We still had the same teacher. This Jewish guy, he was a great teacher, but he was really strict, and he always gave us so much homework. That was just, I think, was too much, but he was a great teacher. Next 2 empty lines is astronomy and черчение, technical drawing. We didn't do those subjects in the 9th grade. And after that is chemistry. Once again, just like physics, solid 4. Next subject is foreign language. So it's kind of like generic term. But in the 80s, most schools were teaching English, английский язык. And you see, Comrade Sergei was getting ready to become Comrade Sputnikov or even Comrade John Wayne Cheeseburger. One of my wildest dreams, I could imagine somebody would call me that. But as you see, I got another excellent performance. Everything was excellent. So, all good there. The missing line is изобразительное искусство, which is like art. But then it's interesting. So it actually says musica, music. But you see that handwritten note? It says inform, which means informatica. So this is very cool. Our school, number 254, one of the first schools in Kiev that got computers. So this is informatica, information technologies, I guess you can translate. So this is when we started studying computers, and I did really good there. Next line is физическая культура, physical education, or as we call it, FISRA, and that's pretty sad. I got 3, and then 4s. I was in very poor physical shape in the 9th and the 10th grade. Like, I actually in better shape right now, being 49. And of course, you probably remember when I was showing off my slender body in those sexy Speedos in Lake Michigan, but that happened later in about 9 years. After I was done with school, I actually got into bodybuilding, weightlifting, and it's changed a lot. Started riding the bike, but man, 9th grade, I could barely do 10 push-ups. Next one is трудовое обучение, labor education. So this is actually when we left school and we went to special outfit, and that's what we were getting our labor education. Actually, some guys managed to get a driver's license to drive a truck, but there was so many people wanted to do it. I ended up just being слесарь, so like a metal worker. So I did pretty good there, nothing impressive. And the last subject for the 9th grade, начальная военная подготовка, initially military preparedness, NVP. We talked about it already. I told you I had a whole video or a couple of videos on that topic. So I did okay. Second quarter, for some reason, I got 3, but then I fixed it, so I got solid 4s. Next line, поведение, so that's your attitude in school, or how do you behave. Behavior, I guess. Примерное, so excellent, I was a good pupil, good student. And below it says количество пропущенных уроков, so it's how many lessons I missed, usually due to illness. Looks like I've missed 15 classes in the second quarter. And below that we got teacher signatures, my parents' signatures, that's my mom's. And then says that I was transferred to the 10th grade. Unfortunately, there's no ink stamp. So here we are. This is what Soviet school scorecard tablet looked like. And this is mine from 1986 and 1987 school year for my 9th grade. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you soon. До свидания. Goodbye. Hey, by the way, cool merch for cool comrades is available at the Ushanka store at teespring.com. Just a friendly reminder that my book American Diaries is available on amazon.com, or shoot me an email if you would like to have a signed copy. Thank you. And if you love my channel and would like to show your support, please click on the link below this video and become the patron of the Ushanka Show. For as little as $1, you can help us grow and create the new, interesting videos about the life in Soviet Union.